If you listen intently and you're of age, you might just be able to hear this. Troopers say texting while driving is so dangerous that if you just need to text your friend, "Be there soon," your head's going to be down for about 4 or 5 seconds. And when you look up, you've traveled more than 100 yards with your head down, and who knows what or who has jumped out since then. Imagine your entire life you're trained to identify several items through smell. That's it, just several items. The school district will also add cameras to the school buses. One will be outside so you can see who's approaching the bus. A second will be inside so you can see who's entering the bus. And a third will either be in the back of the bus or near the driver so you can see if there's a situation. We're on 4th Street right now. It's a one-way headed this direction, and the only street you can take to turn onto 4th Street, Front Street, is, well, it's temporarily closed right now. Firefighters have just told us that 2 people were badly burned. They were treated by firefighters and medics here on scene. One of them has been airlifted by MedStar. Governor Chris Gregoire even spoke here earlier, saying it's a great night to be a Democrat. Many of the people here in Seattle share that feeling. And today, one of the men said he also doesn't respect the court, and for that, the sheriff had extra deputies in the room. Year after year, John Knighton's shown he's a fighter. We first met him in 2010. He'd been diagnosed with multiple myeloma, a rare terminal cancer that affects blood plasma. Doctors gave him months to live. It wasn't enough.
Kind of emphasizing your time's that limited.
His firefighter brothers and family started websites and raised thousands of dollars.
TV, well, it helped us a lot. I may not have been cured, but I got an extra 3 years.
Fluids in a fan belt.
John's treatments were covered. He even returned to work at one point, but now his work is finished.
We knew it was a Hail Mary going into it, and I was never the best football player there was.
After battling cancer and a brain tumor, his doctors in Seattle told him to go home. He has just weeks now, weeks to spend with his girls aged 6, 11, and 12, weeks to make memories and moments to cherish. It's why friends, family, and strangers wanted to give him one last one to remember together. Escorted by firefighters, delivered in his old Station 4 engine.
Pretty emotional, you know, and I'm not, you know, I've been trained my whole life not to show it, and I'm kind of failing now.
And watching him climb in there for the last time and being brought home, that was a huge honor to him.
For this firefighter, it's now time to rest, time to love, with the time he has left.
I thank God for every day that it's me, not one of my kids or my wife. You know, I could take anything.
In the recovered property room at the WSP stands a powerful Honda XL 250 motorcycle, powerful for the year it was made.
It actually came in through the VIN lane yesterday afternoon.
The WSP recovered the bike when someone who just bought it wanted a title for the Honda. Troopers searched for the original documents at the courthouse and discovered it was stolen.
Spokane County actually had to go and look at it on microfiche to actually find the original report. So
not just stolen, stolen 37 years ago. Troopers by chance tracked down the man who originally registered it and gave him a call. Don Art answered, and today the 62-year-old
oh my gosh,
chuckled with excitement like the 22-year-old he was.
I can't believe it.
When he picked it off the showroom floor.
It looks just like the motorcycle I had almost 40 years ago.
Arndt says his bike was taken out of his backyard in the Spokane Valley in 1975. He owned bikes before, but never bought another.
I gave up on ever seeing it again a long, long time ago. That's good, Don.
The wastewater treatment plant operator says the Honda is in much better shape than he expected. He even plans to restore it.
Oh, I'm thrilled. Better late than never. It's back with me again.
Some men in their 60s buy motorcycles to feel young again.
I think I can do that and come up to this corner.
Don Arndt's waited since he was young.
I don't want to lose it now.
No.
To get that youth bike back. David J. Collins is accused of a hit and run in his girlfriend's Subaru last August. Court documents state he hit another man's car and even bragged about it. Deputies looked him up, found a mugshot, and put it into a lineup. The victim picked Collins as the suspect. The problem, this David J. Collins says he didn't do it.
I had nothing to do with it. Don't even know the people.
Collins says he's never driven a Subaru and never crashed one. He believes they have the wrong David J. Collins. There's another man with the same name that our David Collins believes is responsible.
It's been a total train wreck. I mean, it's been very stressful for us.
Collins' girlfriend Kathleen Dunlap says her David is working in North Dakota trying to provide for the family, and the investigation was hurting his chances to get a better job and double his salary.
Because he has a case pending against him, and nobody wants to hire anybody who has a case pending against him.
When we told this to detectives and prosecutors this morning, they started digging as well. Deputy Craig Chamberlain says the mix-up may have been simple since both Davids were on the photo montage shown to the victim.
Is it possible that the birth dates inadvertently were transposed during the investigation? It's very possible. The two individuals look similar. Their physical features are very close. They have the exact same name. They were born in the same year.
This afternoon, Deputy Chamberlain called the other David's girlfriend to have her make an identification. She ended up identifying the other David J. Collins as the suspect, and this afternoon, prosecutors dismissed the hit-and-run case, at least against one David, the one who was happy to hear the news on the phone.
I was pretty ecstatic. I called my girlfriend right away, told her, and she was very relieved, very happy.
At 12:11 this afternoon, Delta Flight 1037, a meeting, a special passenger.
Our baby brother.
And the beginning of the end, two big sisters have waited for.
We're prepared for it.
They've waited since 1969 to see their brother, Major Larry Hanley. He went missing when his plane was shot down in the Vietnam War.
We spent many days and weeks after that, waiting for maybe for him to be found.
And they waited, even wearing MIA bracelets starting in 1971. Still nothing, no sign of him. 10 years later, he was declared killed in action. The family put a headstone at the Walla Walla Cemetery.
You go through life, at some point you accept it as, okay, this is probably what happened. But boy,
after that many years.
After that many years, but
something happened.
But they still needed proof. Last year, DNA from Sister Joanne matched the DNA of human remains found near where Larry's plane went down in Laos. So today, after 43 years, these sisters get to see their brother. Larry Hanley was 26 when he went down during his second tour in Southeast Asia. Hanley volunteered to go back so airmen with families didn't have to.
43 years of tears and grieving. I mean, more than half our life.
Major Hanley is back in Spokane where he was born, then headed to Walla Walla where he grew up.
We'll have him at home.
It's still not easy.
That's it. We've got him at home.
What looks like a simple meeting isn't. But finally, it's an ending. Ian Cole, KXOI4 News. In a world of machines relying on meters and sometimes dishonest people, Steve Parker is paid to be paranoid. Parker checks scanners at the store, taxi cab meters, and gas pumps, 95% of them in Spokane every year.
4.99, and because of that spill, I'm going to do this one again.
Today he was at Thompson's on 3rd and Monroe.
To right there is exactly 5 gallons.
His job is accuracy.
This one is exactly on.
But like his job, the smallest amount over is too much. And that's what the city's told him about budgets and his position. It's too much. The proposed city budget announced Monday would give the responsibility to the state. One of the 5 inspectors in Eastern Washington would take over Parker's duties.
The city does it much more frequently than the state will.
Instead of a 95% check rate every year, the state conducts 80% every 3 years, and adding Spokane to the list may still cost taxpayers.
It'll be challenging to keep up the 3-year 80% ratio, but we'll have to see if we can add one more person to make sure that we can absolutely meet that goal.
The percentages are not good enough for Parker.
And that gives the owners who would deliberately cheat the system a lot of time to steal money from their customers.
This consumer protector can't sleep if someone's being wrong.
I want to know that they're all accurate.
If the budget is approved,
he soon may have to, no matter what. Ian Cole, KXOY4, HG News.